today's lesson we'll work on our intermediate course and Unit 8 here, second part, 8.2. What makes a hero? Our goals here are talk about personality and behavior, talk about unreal situations in present and future, vocabulary and reading. We'll learn new words about personality and behavior. Exercise 1A. Read the 3 short descriptions. Which of these people do you think are heroes? Why not? Discuss with a partner or in small groups. Pause video, answer the questions on your own. And now let's look at the possible answers. I think second and third ones are more heroic than the first one, because the first one is like it's a job, it's a chore. People can do it. People are putting their life at risk. But in the second and third one, it's more severe cases. They are more severe cases because the third one is just a boy. It's a child. It's not a fully developed human being, and it's very courageous to put himself in this danger at such a young age. And the second one, woman is not only risking her life but her family's life, because as you see, it's just speaking out is just gonna be really painful for everyone, and the corporations will be fighting against it, and they may create some smear campaigns against their families. It may be bad for their reputation. They may not find a good job, and it will be really stressful life for them if it doesn't work out well. Exercise 1B. What other kinds of people or behavior could be considered heroic? Pause video, answer the question in a written form. And now let's look at the answers. Well, heroic activities are a lot. It is giving your life to others, defending your country, military people, of course, firefighters, they said, police officers, because they risk being killed every day. They risk with their lives. Doctors, because they are saving human lives, and it's a really responsible job, and other jobs. Exercise 2A. Read a magazine article and compare your ideas with your partner. And now, if you have finished, let's look at the answers. The text lists a number of characteristics of heroic people. For example, perhaps being a little crazy, being brave, wanting to help others, not being embarrassed and having experienced it and survived a disaster yourself. It also talks about dealing with fear, taking responsibility. Exercise 2B. Did anything discovered through this research surprise you? Why not? Pause the video, answer the question in a written form. And now let's look at the possible answers. Well, there was one thing that surprised me, the word crazy, because, I don't think that you can use the word crazy for these people, because it's their temperament, it's their personality, and we cannot impose societal roles, societal ideals on them. Well, if they're crazy, if they are, maybe it's I don't know the definition of crazy, it's maybe mentally unstable. It was an unexpected thing for me to know about. Exercise 3A. Work with a partner and ask student A and student B, find 7 highlighted words in the article to match to your set of definitions. Pause the video and try to answer these questions in a written form. And now, if you have finished, let's check the answers. Student A, 1. Thinking only about yourself and not of the other people. It is selfish. 2. Not excited, worried, or angry. It is calm. 3. Having studied and learned a lot. It's educated. 4. Normal, not different from others. It is ordinary. 5. Acting like a hero. It is heroic. 6. Caring about others. It is kind. 7. Telling the truth. It is honest. Student B. 8. Having a good luck. It's lucky. 9. Happy to give more than is usually expected. Generous. 10. Ready to do things that are dangerous or difficult without showing fear. It is brave. 11. Feeling fear, afraid. 12. Having the job of dealing with something. It is responsible. 13. Feeling uncomfortable because of something silly you have done. It is embarrassed. 14. Not sensible, not logical. It is crazy. Exercise 3B, test your partner on your set of words. Grammar and speaking, unreal conditions. Now we learn how to use unreal conditions and talk about hypothetical situations. Exercise 4A, work with a partner, look at the following sentences from the text and answer the questions. And here, sentences. If you saw a crash, would you risk your life to help? And the questions are: 1. What form is the verb after if? Is this talking about something that happened in the past, present, or future? Is this situation real or imaginary? 2. Which word in the second clause tell us we are talking about imaginary situation? Pause video and try to answer these questions on your own. And now, if you have finished, let's look at the answers. Well, after if we use past simple, and it is talking about present or future, and it's talking about imaginary situation. And the second sentence, the word would, is showing that it is imaginary, unreal situation. Exercise 4B. Look at the following sentences and answer the questions. If I saw someone in trouble, I might, could, would help. And the questions: which two modal verbs express possibility? And 2. Which modal verb means would be able to? And now, if you have finished, let's look at the answers. As you see, modal verbs might and could express possibility, and could means would be able to. Exercise 4C. Read the information in the grammar focus box and check your answers to exercise 4. Grammar focus, unreal conditionals. We use if plus past tense plus would plus infinitive without to talk about a hypothetical unreal situation in the present or future and its imaginary result. And as you see, example is: if I saw someone in trouble, I would go and help. If I had a lot of time, I would read more books. And here, as you see, with if part we use past tense, past simple, and in the second part of this sentence we use would plus verb 1. The clauses can be in any order, but we don't use a comma if the would clause comes first. And after if we use where instead of was, because it's imaginary situation. No matter what happens, whether we use if or had, he, she, or I, we only use to where part of where structure of to be. And in the first one, in certain fixed phrases, and for example here, if I were you, I would keep quiet. And 2, in a more formal style. If I were stronger, I would stop that bully. When we are not sure about the result, we can use might or could instead of would. And here example is: if you try to help, you could, you might hurt yourself. And we can also use could to mean would be able to. If someone had an accident, I could help him because I know first aid. Exercise 5A. Complete the sentences using the correct form of the verbs in brackets. Use a modal verbs where possible to express uncertainty or ability. Pause the video and try to fill these gaps on your own in a written form. And now, if you have finished, let's check the answers together. 1. If I were braver, I would be a firefighter. 2. We would volunteer more if we had more time. 3. What would you do if you saw someone being robbed? 4. If we won the lottery, we would give some money to charity. 5. I wouldn't do a job if it were risky or dangerous. 6. He would be so embarrassed if he knew people were talking about his heroism. Exercise 5B. Listen and check your answers one more time. Exercise 5C. Work with a partner. How does using would, could, or might change the meaning of each sentence? Pause the video, answer the questions on your own. And now, if you have finished, let's look at the answer. As you see, using could or might expresses something possible but uncertain. Would expresses a stronger possibility. Could can also be used to express an ability, like would be able to. Exercise 6. Task. Work in small groups. Go to page 129, discuss the scenarios and complete the other tasks. That's the end of our today's lesson. See you in the next lessons.